I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Artem Vasilenko, the CEO of Solcery. Artem, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to come on.
Hey, Ashton, thanks a lot, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I am looking forward to diving into the world of blockchain games. It is blowing up. The games hub that your team is working on Solana is a really important part of growing DeFi into games, having all of the different industries that aren't really familiar with the benefits of blockchain, integrate them all into one. And I think so many gamers are rushing in to cryptocurrency, especially in 2021 so far. And I'm loving to hear your thoughts on that. But first, let's kick it off with a little bit about Solcery, what your team is working on, and the solutions that you're driving into the space.
All right, yeah, sure. So in Solcery, we are building an on-chain zero-code game engine where people will be able to create small to medium to large gaming experiences without knowing how to code on blockchain specifically, without knowing any Rust, without knowing how transactions or accounts work on Solana. So we provide that infrastructure layer for them by default. They just need to come and create their games in a visual scripting tool, node editor that we made. So they can create game experience for their NFT communities around their NFT collections, integrate them in games, make game assets from them, and just enjoy the interoperability of blockchain gaming, of all the products on the platform.
Definitely, yeah, great intro, Artem. And I'd love to dive a little bit deeper on the advantages of this zero-code game engine and moving it into the blockchain. Has this been a barrier to entry for games coming in to try to build, with Solana or with cryptocurrencies, or really what's preventing the gaming space from driving this technology straight into the heart of games really quickly?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe there is a barrier because people who have not ever coded in Rust are a bit afraid of starting on Solana, specifically big projects where everything is interconnected and you can't make many mistakes with blockchain coding. And we ourselves experienced that. We decided to participate in the first hackathon, or the second hackathon on Solana, started to make a game, and realized it's quite a barrier to learn Rust and implement your game mechanics at the same time. So we decided to ease this pain for many aspiring game developers who just want to create something on blockchain due to all the advantages that blockchain gives for gaming in the future. And yeah, that's why we're building a game engine first and games second.
Definitely. And I look like there was already some on the platform already. Can you talk about, you were in the hackathon, which was earlier this year. How has your team been working since then, and where is the platform at right now?
We started with a simple game, then realized what infrastructure it needs to be able to create the same game, but an abstract tooling for that. Started making an editor, iterated it several times, and we've already made 2 games using only our visual scripting tool. We actually onboarded several game designers who do that for us, and they do it quite quickly. We made a PvP game first, just to be able to realize that we can do that on our platform and to show everyone. Now we've made a single player game that allows you to onboard any NFTs on Solana to become playable game assets, actually. So you can take a DigiNape or Metabase or Solana Monkey Business NFT, you bring into Solcery, and it becomes a card with a unique ability that is available for you to select from.
Very cool. I like it.
The next iteration would be a public game editor available for everyone when we're ready, when we fix everything, when we polish the user experience, and we're gonna develop our own games in parallel just to showcase what the editor is capable of.
Definitely. Wow, that sounds really exciting. And with developing your own games and for the games on the editor, I was reading that the games are like fully on chain, or it's really integrated into the blockchain. Can you talk about what that means?
Yeah, we decided to take that approach from the start because we want to cover all the advantages that blockchain gives for games. And most of all, its permissionless nature, it's trustless. It can be esports ready out of the box. If all the game logic is transparent on chain and you can see all the transactions that happens, how the game state proceeded from point A to point B to the finality, to be able to know who won, even if something lags or a client breaks down. So yeah, we're taking that approach because having transactions all on chain for our games allows us to actually interact with all the NFTs inside Solcery, not only showing them as customizable items, as customizations or your player portraits, but actually integrating them fully and yeah, utilizing all interoperability of layer one Solana blockchain.
That sounds great. And I would love to talk a little bit more about Solana. You mentioned you're in the hackathon, you're integrating fully on chain. There's a lot of people that are still just getting into DeFi that, they hold cryptocurrencies and they trade them, but they haven't even really dove into DeFi on Ethereum yet. And now we're introducing the Solana ecosystem. Maybe you can talk about why you chose to build a platform on Solana and what are the advantages of having all the games directly on chain on Solana.
Absolutely, yeah. We thought of creating something similar on Ethereum. Well, actually on Binance Smart Chain at first, because it has a higher throughput than Ethereum. But once we tried Solana, we never came back because it has the highest throughput of all blockchains. It's all layer one, no sharding, no rollups. Yeah, you actually can operate with any protocol from yours, not having to onboard them on a sidechain or a rollup like Polygon or others. And yes, Solana is great. The development community is awesome. We have been talking to a lot of devs and they are helping us out. The ecosystem is just getting born, specifically in gaming. There are a lot of projects that start their development right now. I can't wait to see what it turns into in a year or even half a year with the speed that Solana is developing right now and growing. And to your point about onboarding people into DeFi, I don't think that it's much harder to get people onboarded into Solana than into Ethereum, actually, because Phantom is a great wallet. It has all the UX you need from a wallet. They are releasing a mobile version soon, I believe. Software has already a mobile version of a wallet for Solana. And yeah, maybe we can just skip the step with Ethereum and get users straight to Solana without them interacting with it.
Yeah, definitely. It would definitely save a little bit of transaction costs. At
Exactly.
Least.
Sometimes too.
I know, your team is going to be working on more games, which is super exciting. But to build an engine that allows others to start building into the gaming industry, you were just talking about how excited you are to see, where gaming on Solana is even by next year, because the growth is just explosive. Can you talk about where you see blockchain gaming and NFTs inside of games and gamification of DeFi as a whole right now? Is it still like in the early adopters phase, or are we hitting early majority yet?
It is at the adopters phase yet. I think gaming on Solana is going to turn into something that we can't imagine right now because of all the interoperability between protocols. You will be able to have your NFT as a tool in DeFi that you lend as collateral, and then you onboard it into Solcery and you play it as a card in one game, as a playable character in another one. It has different abilities. You can trade it on marketplaces. You can do whatever, and I think we will see a blending of finance, gaming, and art in the same place, just due to the permissionless nature and things being able to operate all the time.
Mm-hmm, definitely, very cool. And I think the same with NFTs inside of games. I really like what you mentioned there about the Solana monkeys and the other NFTs being able to just put them into your game, and all of a sudden they have value inside of the platform as well. That's super cool. Is the team at Solcery also coming out with your own NFTs or a marketplace, or what's the extent into which NFTs are involved in all these blockchain games?
So yeah, our goal at Solcery is to provide a place where you can bring any NFT on Solana, no matter what collection it is made for, no matter who minted it and when. We want you to be able to use your NFT in any game, and for any developer on our platform to be able to support your specific NFT collection if he wants, with some unique abilities. So someone can create specifically a game for Degen apes and make a brawler where apes throw bananas at each other, or you can make a game for all NFTs, but make certain collections be legendary cards. I mean, whatever the imagination allows. And we are planning to release a Solcery Forge protocol, which would allow you to actually do that, to make take your NFT, forge it in Solcery. So we create some kind of a wrapper, and then it can become an asset that any developer can support.
Wrapping. Okay, now it's starting to make sense. Very cool. And with all this development, are you looking for more developers or team members, or to start building more games on the platform, or what's really the primary focus right now for your team?
Right now, yeah, we are expanding ourselves as fast as possible. We hired several Unity developers. We are looking for a Rust developer who can fill some gaps in our protocols. But yeah, very soon we will need people to just come and try Solcery out, give us their honest feedback, so we can tweak things, polish the experience, add certain features. Because our goal is so ambitious to create a game engine that is fully on chain, we are doing it in steps, in iterations. So the first step is to be able to create any card game possible. Then we'll move to board games in general, where you can have figurines, the board itself, some maps, some tokens. I mean, playable tokens, not the ones that we used to. And then we will move to something even bigger. But yeah, time will show.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I know the difference between having games fully on chain and just having a game that's built but also integrates NFTs, but the game itself isn't really on chain. Games, especially ones with good graphics and large worlds, are huge, and they're like a huge burden for blockchains. Traditionally, when we were looking at Ethereum, it's like, how are we going to store this much data? How are we going to store this quality on the blockchain? Is that moving forward as you continue to build out these large games? Do you see any problems with the Solana ecosystem in being able to handle, huge games that everyone is interacting with at the same time?
I don't think we will have any problem with the throughput, and we will face any bottlenecks in transactions happening. But yeah, mostly it's going to be problems with maybe security systems, or yeah, I don't know what the biggest problem would be, I guess. But we are taking a bottom-up approach with Solcery. So comparing ourselves to huge titles like Star Atlas or Aurora, we're not actually competing with them in any sense, because they have it all planned out at first. They release their vision, and then they interact with the community to develop it further. And we want people to create little experiences and then see how they can connect between each other.
Very cool. And for the viewers that are looking to follow along with the games as you release and learn more about what's coming up on the platform, what's the best way for everyone to stay involved and to learn more?
The best way would be to follow us at Twitter/Solcery Games, and we have all the links in the description. The main one would be solcery.xyz. It's our website. We showcase some videos of creating the game, some videos of how the game is played, some videos of onboarding NFTs, so you can learn more there. And yeah, welcome into our Discord. We're also looking for honest opinions, some suggestions, your ideas, etc.
Sounds great, Artem. I will leave all those links in the description box below as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on to talk about Solcery, what your team's working on. I'm looking forward to playing some of the games and looking forward to 2022. I know that your team has a lot in store, and I'm sure we will do another video then. So until then, let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Ashton.